Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Tales of Zestiria. On the last episode, we got to the town after getting that mission request, and it was a trap. And so we fought the little black-haired girl, and in the end, Dezel died. It was a really good, well-done scene, but I kind of like Dezel. He made skits really enjoyable, along with Edna teasing him at all times. And his love of animals. Well, I'm gonna miss Dezel. Now let's go around to all of these points and see what's what. Not this one, because I don't see nobody there but them guards.
Dezel's death, his shameful acts, and the things Simone said. Perhaps they're all things the shepherd has to accept in order to quell the Lord of Calamity.
I'm just not sure how to feel about it all.
I was thinking you should quit.
What?
Just hear me out. I used to think that when the shepherd was getting crushed and overwhelmed by his duty or by his destiny, that it was something that you could just up and quit. Until yesterday, that is. Things are different now.
For Dezel's sake, if nothing else, I want to find the answers.
That's right. It isn't even some feeling of obligation so much as I just want to know, in the hope that we won't make the same mistakes again. So that's why I no longer think you should quit.
We definitely have to find some answers.
Right. And it isn't just the shepherd's duty either. This journey is something we, all of us, need to own.
That's true. Thank you.
There's no need for thanks. I just said how I truly feel.
Well, yeah, I do want to find out a little bit more about that past. And if all of that was really true. Wait, is it Miglio's star again? No, I see two. I'm so confused. Okay, let me just, I'm so confused. Look at this. That one's shaded down. The end. I see. Oh, wow. There is still a lot. This game is still just picking up, if you ask me. And this music is still really good.
Our friend, the creepy little girl, she said she was burdened with sins.
Right. And she also said that the shepherd must know the truth of seraphim who carry such sorrowful burdens.
Of those whose mere existence means human suffering. Sometimes death can be a release. If just by living one causes terrible things to happen, then death would be.
Edna, stop right there.
I'm not talking about Dezel, you idiot.
You shouldn't be saying that about your brother either.
So what if I did? They're just words. It's probably nothing you haven't heard before anyway.
I still don't like it. I don't want to hear it right now.
Oh. Then there's nothing to discuss.
Yeah.
Saray. All I was really trying to say is that I think Dezel was saved in a way. I chose my words poorly, and it was wrong of me. I apologize.
Thank you, Edna.
Don't mention it.
Seems everybody is growing up in this journey. Okay, there should be a few more stars to go through. 3. I see 3. Let's check the map. Alright, let's go check on this door. Oh, seriously? What about, okay, so, not that. That's the inn. If I'm right. No, right here.
Lila, what are you doing?
Oh, this?
That's incredible! How'd you do that?
Making paper crafts like this really takes the edge off for me. I forget about all my cares, and it's like I just enter my own little world.
I see.
Saray, you've got to stop carrying the burden all by yourself.
I think this one's gonna be tough, even if I share the burden. I find myself wondering, was there anything else I could have done? Should we have talked it over first? I just start thinking about things.
Moments of reflection are good for the spirit, Saray, but regrets solve nothing.
What's this?
Humans have a custom. Sometimes they send a paper boat down a river imbued with a remembrance of their lost one, so that it may reach them. Since Dezel was a wind seraph, I thought maybe a bird that soars through the air would be more fitting. Now, Saray, let's send it off.
I'm sure it reached him. Lila.
Yes?
Thank you. But you mustn't try to carry the burden all by yourself either.
I'll be quite fine. There's no need to worry. I'm going to stay up here for a while. The wind feels comforting.
All right then. I'll leave you to it.
Okay. I too have a ways to go.
I think that's all of them. Though, I'm surprised. Rose doesn't have a star. I guess I can't talk to her. I guess we'll go to the inn and rest for the night, since that's everything's.
Morning, Saray. Did you sleep well?
Yeah.
You don't look like it.
Yo, Saray!
Oh, Zavid. You're still here.
Ouch! Lila, is he always this cold?
Well, it looks like everyone's here. Care to explain why you wish to enter the Sublord Pact?
No problemo. My goal is directly connected to the Shepherd's journey.
Your goal? Oh yeah, you said there were people you had to settle the score with.
Right. One of them being little Miss Edna's older brother. And the other? Mautellus.
Now tell us of the Five Lords?
The entire Glenwood continent is supposed to be under his protection, right? Except our baby boy toddled off somewhere, and right at that exact time, the Lord of Calamity shows up. Isn't that funny?
It can't be.
I didn't think it could be either. At first.
But if Mautellus really did become a Hellion and bind with Heldolf...
We'll need to confirm that's what happened.
And the only way to do that is to approach him directly.
Maybe. But we need to be able to stand against Heldolf's domain, or we're sunk.
And that's where I come in. If you'll let me fill the Dezel-shaped hole in your group, together we should be strong enough. How about it? It's in all our best interests, right?
What do you believe we should do?
Saray,
Oh, what were we talking about again?
Hey, can I have the floor?
Huh?
Hey! I thought you had good to do in the world! Keep moping and crying, and I'll chain you up so tight you can't even breathe! That's what he said. Oh, and he asked me to kick your ass a little too while I was at it. And then I told him I'd do my best out there. And so that's why I'm damn well gonna do my best out there. Why am I crying like this?
Rose.
He was really, really glad he got to travel with all of you. And I didn't even notice. But in the end, he was smiling. If only I talked with him more. Oh, forget it. I'm done.
Thank you for delivering his message to us. He was a kind watchdog up until the very end.
I'll say.
Guess you'll be okay from now on, huh, Rose?
I'm okay. Are you okay?
All right, let's go.
Hold your horses! Don't I get a pact thingy?
Oh,
Alrighty. So, now what do we do?
just as planned. We're heading to
He
Glaven
completely
Basin.
forgot about
since
Zavid.
it's the place where we first met Heldolf.
Glavin Basin, huh? Here we go.
How do you completely forget about David? Is this a sad place? It's purple.
Agil, are you working?
Yeah, data gathering. I need to meet with 5 informants by the end of the day.
Sounds like a lot of work.
Agil is like the eyes, ears, and brains for us scattered bones.
So then, what are you, Rose?
I'm the head. I'm the boss at any rate.
A head, but not the brains. So you're the skull?
Shut up! You're ruining my metaphor.
Well, our boss is more like a goddess of victory. Used to be Little Miss Goddess, of course.
Little Miss Goddess?
Back when our old boss was around. He used to carry her on his back all the time.
Those were good times, weren't they?
Yep, help our comrades and defeat our enemies. It was simple back then. But things have changed. In the underworld, information is king.
Did you find any good leads?
A couple. The one they call Shepherd Malfour was originally a priest in the Church of Rollins. It seems he's angling to fill the power vacuum caused by the death of Cardinal Fortin.
Figures.
And then there's the business with the fake elixir. The church can no longer ignore the situation, and they've started investigating the source.
And does that mean that the village chief of Gadadin will...
Gadadin?
Let me explain.
I see. So that's what was going on.
Agil, do you think the decision I made...
The boss's judgment is the Scattered Bones' judgment. But it might require a bit of following up.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's head over to Gadadin and see how things stand.
Thanks.
I guess we got a time for a little bit of a side run. Is this the guy that got arrested in that little flashback? I think it is. I'm zooming in so much. Anyway. It sure seems like it. I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say it is. How'd he get free? I saw him get dragged out of the area by 2 guards.
You said you'd fill in for Dezel, right?
A man never goes back on his word. Well, unless it's with the ladies.
But can you really do it?
Oh ho ho! You doubt me, huh? Come on, you've seen what I can do.
Yeah, but only because you practically forced it on us.
I said I was sorry. Jeez.
We get how strong you are, but what about the spiritual power of wind? You don't have to go back and get it?
Not to worry. The shepherd takes those spiritual powers into his being. So there's nothing to worry about. Especially not with an able and handsome wind seraph like me.
All right then.
I won't let you down.
I'll see to it you don't.
I'm a little surprised. You're quite knowledgeable about spiritual powers and shepherds.
Well, I am a well-experienced grown-ass man after all. You know you can always count on me.
Somehow I'm not so sure that I can.
The face he made when he started talking about him being grown.
I know this is real sudden, but there's something I want to ask y'all so I can fit in a little better. Tell me your weaknesses.
Why would we tell you something like that?
Hey now, that's cold, Mick boy. I'll tell you mine to make it fair. On days when the temperature is low, I get cold.
Yeah, because you don't wear any clothes.
Oh, I see how it is. You want something juicier? Let me tell you something. If a girl starts crying, there's nothing I won't do for her.
Didn't need to know that, thanks.
You guys are tough customers. All right, try this one on for size. I'm strong against earth, but weak against fire.
We knew that.
That's no good either? Well, then here's a juicy tidbit that'll rock your world. As far as I can tell, from the waist up, Lila is...
This isn't even about weaknesses anymore.
Looks like you're fitting in just fine, I'd say.
Oh, 3? Alright.
Hey, Zavid. I want to ask you about something you mentioned.
Oh, Is this your response to my love confession?
Don't try and weasel your way out of this. You said there was something you had to settle with my brother.
That's all there is to it, really. There's just something between us we need to settle.
And that something is?
I told him, please, let me marry your little sister, and he punched me.
Don't lie.
Oh, come on, he'd totally do something like that.
Fine, don't tell me then.
No wonder he's worried about her all the time.
So what's this really about?
Did Edna's brother ask a favor from you or something like that?
Who wants to know?
Does it have something to do with the oath?
Nah, it's not that big of a deal. But even so, a promise between men is just as sacred.
4? Oh, this is a good day. Oh.
It all might be too much for mere humans to bear.
I shouldn't have taken them along. Oh, it's so useless to say that now.
They could have stayed home in their rooms if they didn't want to deal with it. They went out of their own accord.
Yeah, and I don't think either of them expect or want anyone to take responsibility for their being dragged into this.
Both of them seem so used to living with the seraphim. Wonder if they were always like this.
Soraya and I were raised together ever since we were just babies.
There was a time when you were a baby?
That's rude.
My bad, my bad. I'm sure you were a sweet, well-behaved little guy back in your day.
Too bad I'm not like that anymore, huh?
Five.
With their rich aroma and elegant sweetness, marrons glacés are masterpieces with ingredients that come from the bounty of Earth.
Indeed. It's a luxurious sweet that would be best savored at an afternoon tea party.
Darn right. Chicks dig classy stuff like that.
You sure seem to be knowledgeable about what goes on in a lady's mind, Zavid.
Sweets are important because they hold the key to a lady's heart.
Marrons glacés require the utmost delicacy and devotion to make.
It's been said that an ancient king once sent them as a gift to his beloved queen.
Yep, with its touch of romance and sweet chestnuts, it's the perfect treat to get you some sweet, if you know what I mean.
Your pickup lines are about as smooth as sandpaper, and you wouldn't know what to do with marrons glacés in a million years. Get real.
I'm just gonna stop counting at this point.
You know, there's something I've been wondering.
Yeah, what?
You're an Earth Seraph, right? So why do you use an umbrella for a weapon? Isn't that more like a water element?
I guess I can tell you. Ready to have your mind blown? I'm using it precisely because I'm an Earth Seraph.
Huh?
You know about the dominant relationships among the elements. Earth, water, fire, and wind, right? Earth is stronger than water. Meaning that especially when using seraphic arts, you can increase your mana output by using the subordinate element as a catalyst.
What?
Just to let you know, Lila has been using wind-imbued paper, and Dezel's pendulum has been using earth and minerals as their catalysts. The staff that you've been using is fundamentally an earth element. You'd have to be a complete idiot for using something like that as a water seraph. Is what I'd like to say, but I'll hold back.
But you did just say it.
Well, if you've been using it as a way to train yourself, or a way to incorporate physical attacks on top of seraphic arts, then you're not doing it completely wrong, at least. The longer you live, the easier it is for you to choose to do what takes the least amount of effort. But if you really aren't satisfied and want to grow stronger, then you're just going to have to do things the hard way if you want to go beyond whatever ability you were born with.
Huh.
Anyways, you've been using your staff without knowing what it's for. Good job, dummy.
Okay, I guess that's all of them. Alright, so let's head to Gadarin. This is the only save point inside the village. The other one is outside of the village by Gadarin's entrance.
Is it just me? Or does the village have more malevolence than before?
How's
I
that
feel
possible?
it too.
Seriously, how's that possible?
Are you looking for Chief Slenge?
Yes, I'm an acquaintance of the chief, and
I'm sorry, but the Chief is indisposed right now due to illness and will not be taking visitors.
what? He is?
But be of good cheer! In the name of the Shepherd, I vow to heal this noble servant of the people!
Oh, so you're the shepherd, are you?
Nothing escapes your eye, my lady. Indeed, I am the renowned, the incomparable Shepherd Malfour!
Who can't see us in the slightest.
All hail the mighty shepherd.
I can tell from your unique accoutrements that you wish you were a shepherd as well. Eminently understandable, but I cannot recommend it. The shepherd's life is one of solitude. He spends his days in constant battle, unappreciated by the world he cherishes.
Okay?
In any case, rest assured that the village chief is in the caring hands of Shepherd Malfour.
Do you think it's malevolence that's causing his illness?
Is the chief even sick? I don't trust that guy.
But we do know that the amount of malevolence in this village is increasing.
Let's start by reviving the blessing of Gadarin. We can worry about the chief after that.
Makes sense. That's the real shepherd's job, after all.
The question is, how am I supposed to... Rose, got any news? I guess I can go check out Lost and Bell and see if I can find any information. Okay, but seriously. Okay, so what? Is restoring these blessings a side quest? This is probably gonna take me a while to figure out. Oh boy. Everybody's talking about the rain clearing up in Cardinal's execution. there's a couple of okay, there's a couple of side quests. Exclamation marks.
The Valkyrie, Maltran.
What? You know about Maltran?
Even if I told you, you wouldn't believe me.
My name's Saray.
He's the shepherd.
The Shepherd? Truly, I do feel something special about you.
I believe this man possesses some resonance, however slight it may be.
But Shepherd or no, no one has yet to believe a word I say.
It hurts when people don't believe you. I understand how that feels. But I found people who would listen to me and believe in me. And that saved me from the pain.
My word!
So please, tell us your story.
10 years ago or so, I served as a Knight of Rowlands in a conflict against the Kingdom of Highland. That is where I encountered her, Maltran, famed as the Blue Valkyrie. Before we could even react, in the blink of an eye, that lone woman had wiped out our entire unit. I turned tail and fled. I had no pride. I simply didn't want to die. As my cowardly legs carried me away, I glanced back at her. But she was being attacked by monsters, great lizards the size of men, wearing the armor of Highland.
Hellions!
I swear that I saw them. Saw those beasts swarm over her as she fell. And yet, Maltran is still alive.
I believe your story.
Thank you. You do have the way of the shepherd about you.
Show enough.
Please take this and continue to care for the people, especially poor lost souls such as me.
I will. Thank you.
So, what did he just give me? Rose Corsage. Okay, so that was information about Maltran. Not really what I was looking for. Let's go to this other one. I picked up a truly delightful pipe from Sparrow Feathers. Even the most distinguished artisan in town thinks it's a marvel. I'm rather fond of it, but I'm fond of money even more. Oh. I can rebuy the pipe. It's fun, that's for sure. What's more special is the wonderful warmth with which it glows. It's a pipe worth treasuring. Okay, we get the pipe back. Well, that didn't lead me any closer to finding out the information I'm looking for, so let's head back in here. See if I can find out anything. Still, our collective efforts must not come to waste. I would like to ask for continued cooperation from everybody in the business sphere. That's helpful. He said that for now we should give it time. His opinion is that we should avoid further collaborating with the current situation. Yeah, you guys are not getting help. I'm at a loss of words on what to do. It's the meadow and out of town. Okay, I'll try to figure this out later. Oh wait, no. There's this guy. I didn't notice the star.
Seems like the guardian seraph became a hellion.
But why would it just up and leave like that?
Aren't they referring to the group of children we met back then?
We should let them know. If the army is after them, they won't stand a chance.
That's why I told them to stop.
I already forgot the location of where he said. Oops. Cambria Caverns. CC. Is it a dungeon? Yeah, it's here. Well, okay. Let's see if we can find the Seraph. Alright, well that will be all for this episode of Let's Play Tales of Zestiria, and I will see you all next time.